Дорогие друзья, ladies and gentlemen, всем привет. Группа Отава Yo в полном составе. Прошу обратить внимание.
Сегодня у нас очередной прямой эфир. Большая радость, большая честь для нас. Прежде чем мы начнем, я напоминаю, что у вас есть возможность поддержать наш, не боюсь этого слова, уникальный проект на просторах YouTube, Контакта, Фейсбука. Наша передача называется «Зелёнка», и здесь происходят чудеса, музыкальные чудеса. Мы к ним очень серьезно готовимся, конечно. Но, в общем, у вас есть возможность все это дело поддержать. Если будете хорошо поддерживать, то веселый парень Тимоня спляшет вам веселый русский танец. Все ссылки в описании к этому видео есть. Дорогие друзья, мы очень любим народную музыку.
С давних пор.
С давних пор. И есть некоторые группы, о которых мы наслышаны вот уже лет 20, а кое-кто даже и лет 25. И о встрече с которыми мы, в принципе, даже и не мечтали. Вот я знаю, что рядом со мной сидит Дмитрий, я не буду его трогать сегодня, Дмитрий Шихардин. Вот. И Дима сегодня позвонил Пете и говорит: Петя, предупреди Белкина, я, скорее всего, на эфире не буду. В общем, Диме сегодня было очень плохо, он реально болеет, понимаете, но так как это его любимая группа, которая пришла там сегодня в гости придет, то случилось чудо, и человек выздоровел.
Я собрал волю в кулак.
Да, и мы привезли ему 7 тортов и 1 свечку. И все произошло. Дорогие друзья, давайте посмотрим небольшой видеоролик о наших сегодняшних гостях и приступим. Пожалуйста. So, do you know anything about the program which we will have tonight?
No, not much actually. I've seen one video clip with you on a boat playing music.
So it will be kind of just interview. We are talking, nothing serious, and playing music together.
Yep.
We will be able to try to play together, if you don't
Absolutely. No, that will be fun. Looking forward to it.
Actually, when I was preparing for this program, I was searching for some interviews with GARMARNA and couldn't find much.
Okay. On the net or on?
Yeah, on the net.
Yeah.
I didn't have access to the newspapers from Sweden, so.
No, I don't know. Maybe we haven't done that much.
But you are not hiding from the.
No, we're not hiding at all. But I think that when we were playing a lot, that was in the newspaper time. It was before YouTube and so we haven't maybe done this type of interviews that much.
Ребята, группа GARMARNA из Швеции в гостях у группы Otava Yo. Ура! Guys, such a big pleasure for us, and I have to tell you that we didn't dream about that. We didn't even think that sometimes such band as you would come to us as a guest and we will play together. You know, it's because I will tell you that I think about 20 years ago here in St. Petersburg, it was kind of folk revolution. About 20 young people started to play folk music. It's a huge amount of people for St. Petersburg. And they started to play at the beginning Celtic music, but then they transferred to Scandinavian music. And the big influence was from GARMARNA music. And here, this old man, Dima Shehardin, I remember how he was staying on in Helsinki, on the street, and playing those melancholic, sad Scandinavian tunes from your album Vittrad, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you for doing that.
And thank you. So
thank you for having us here.
And I have to tell you, you are looking much younger than I was thinking about you. I was thinking like to the old guy with the beard and wearing glasses.
Still haven't grown.
Yeah, maybe with a stick would come here and quite an old lady. But here we have some young, nice people, and this is unbelievable. Actually, I have a theory that those musicians who play folk music, they don't get old.
Nope.
No, they stay young.
Yeah.
It's a spell.
It's a spell. It's a deal we made.
How old are you guys?
Quite a
Put together.
45.
Yeah, 44.
45.
You are 74th? 1974?
73, yeah.
73. The same.
Yeah, and I'm born 75.
I am 74.
So we're the same age?
Yeah, same age, but such different lives, So that's nice, because I'm sure that there are lots of people who love GARMARNA. I'm pronouncing okay?
Yes.
GARMARNA?
GARMARNA? Yes,
GARMARNA.
good.
So, and they will be crazy. GARMARNA. Actually, we put a post on our channel, and everybody say, what? This is unbelievable. So, is it for you not surprising that so many people here in Russia knows GARMARNA?
Yeah, we played here 1.5 years ago, and it was a great surprise for us that people were singing along in the tunes, and it was like, wow. And people were like, oh, we've been waiting for you, and we had no idea that the Russians had been waiting for us. So we were very pleased, and we're pleased to be back again.
Well, we have some audience who will be watching us, and especially Russian guys who are crazy about GARMARNA music. And I know that for you, last time when you came here, please tell us your impression on that first club concert in St. Petersburg 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was really amazing for us, actually, because
we
came. I think we did the first concert in
Moscow.
In Moscow, and then we went here by train. And in both venues, people were singing along in our tunes in Swedish. And
Swedish.
Yeah, and it was like, wow, they have listened. I mean, we could tell that they had been listening to us, because otherwise they wouldn't know these medieval old ballads
in Swedish.
And it was big for us.
Yes, it was.
And big for us to realize that people here had been waiting to see us, waiting for a concert, and we didn't really know that.
No, we didn't know what to expect, and it was so warming. It was really, really nice.
So that's why we will make a contest for those people who are watching this YouTube show. I hope we have at least 100 people. I have a new album of GARMARNA, the name Sixth, right?
Yes.
This is
the
sixth album.
It's the latest. That's the rumored and upcoming new album that we're mixing and finishing up right now. It's not out yet.
No, so it's not the new one.
This is not new one. So the new one will be the 7th, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And the name will be 7, right?
Maybe something else.
Maybe 8. You can skip one
Maybe
number.
8. It's gonna be like GARMANA Pro.
Oh. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to win this CD, please send us good questions. And one very great question, our guest will decide which one will be the best. That man or woman will get the new CD from GARMARNA. And for Russian speakers, дорогие друзья, вы извините, что я вот так раз бодро начал говорить по-русски, по-английски точнее. Ну, у нас гости англоговорящие, поэтому придется так. У вас есть возможность выиграть билеты на концерт либо в Петербурге, либо в Москве. Присылайте ваши вопросы, мы постараемся их выбрать. Всех, к сожалению, не обещаю. I just told that for Russian speakers that they can win tickets for the tomorrow's and the day after show in St. Petersburg and Moscow. Ребята, завтра и послезавтра в Питере и в Москве концерты, обязательно надо идти. We are going, the whole band will go to see you live because...
Oh, excellent, good.
Last time, I know that 2 years ago when you came, I know that Totte Madsen from Garna, he wrote me a message. You know, I'm sitting here with Stefan and he is asking me, could you invite Otava Yo to see our concert? And we skipped it because we had to go to some, I don't know, some concerts somewhere in Siberia.
Yeah. Remember,
and I sent my wife and she shoot me a video, said, that's a great band. Because, you know, sometimes when you see the band which didn't play 10 years, and you see
It
them
can be
go
very
back,
bad.
sometimes, it's...
Sometimes we are bad as well. But
What?
hopefully,
It's okay.
Hopefully not tomorrow.
But how do you practice if your boys, the other boys, staying in Stockholm?
Yeah, we don't practice that much.
Sometimes you do.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, we go to Stockholm and we meet there, or we go to Sundsvall, which is the town where they all used to live, and we see each other for a weekend and we practice. That's how we do it. Or we meet 1 or 2 days before the concert and we practice. But we cannot meet once a week. We cannot do that. But we have to meet up and do it, and then. Or in a hotel room somewhere in the world.
What did you do those 10 years that you didn't play?
Who starts?
well,
we did a lot of things. We played with GARMARNA, not much, but a little. It was only 1 or 2 years we didn't play at all. So we didn't stop completely. But Em has been playing along all the time, and so have I, but in various ways. I think we also started on a new album many years ago in the in-between years that didn't happen. So we kept it alive, and I think actually the being so young when we started out, we played so much, and it kind of gets rooted in your system, I think, and you age a bit and you.
Yeah, and then I mean, somebody wanted to go to school for a couple of years, and
For school? What kind of school?
Yeah,
Economic?
medicine.
Oh, really?
Like we have a doctor in the band that is very good nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
When we start to get older and everyone has children, then we can ask him for advice all the time.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then, I mean, so it was educations and stuff that people wanted to do, and then families started to happen, and so that's what happened.
It wasn't quarrel. We didn't have some fight in the band, and so just grown
It was
up
just
age.
like very slow turning into not playing, and then not playing, and then after a couple of years, why shouldn't we play?
Yeah,
like
it's fun.
Started to talk about it again, and it took a couple of years, and then so it was like a down and then up again, and
I think it
So
was a good
slow.
timing to fade away at the point we did after this period, and at that age as well, and coming back and not being too old, but there is you can. It's not weird.
Yeah, you keep on talking about age.
But I think about it all the time.
You started in 1990?
Yes.
It was like 16 years old. You were quite young.
Yeah. And
I joined 92. Yes.
Yeah.
So they were an instrumental group before I joined the band.
And you were playing folk music.
yes, very.
Who was idea to invite Lady to the band?
I think.
We knew each other from before because we'd gone to like fiddle. What do you call it? You could go fiddle courses for folk music when you were like 14 and I was 12, and so we got to know each other and played at the folk music parties, and I think it was we were celebrating midsummer together that summer when I was 16, 17, and I taught you the song Herr Olof. on that party.
Yeah.
And I think that
Don't
was the
remember
start of it. Because then you wanted to record that one when you were going to record the first EP.
Yeah.
So they invited me to be a guest singer on that first GARMARNA EP.
1990.
92. It was recorded 92 and then released in 93. So I was a guest singer, and then they invited me to go to join for the concerts, and I thought all the time that I was just a guest singer. And then we did an interview with a local paper, and they asked who's in the band, and they started to say, oh, Emma's in the band, and I was like, no, I'm just a guest, and they were like, no, you're in the band. So, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So I would like to propose you, because of course, unfortunately, we always are short of time, but we have some things to do, definitely. And I would like to propose, because Otava Yo, sometimes we are trying to keep traditions alive, and sometimes even invent new tradition. And one of the traditions of our program, to drink non-alcoholic drink all together, and after that to play some music, if you don't mind. Okay?
Yes.
Don't mind
Okay?
at all.
So you say, как они говорят? Сколь? Сколь.
Skål.
Skål.
But I don't know, is it okay for non-alcoholic? But
Yeah.
It's okay.
Skål.
It's okay. Skål.
Skål.
Skål allihopa.
Jag skålar bakåt.
By the way,
Ja, blomman. Där.
interesting your impression about this drink.
Is it alcohol-free absinthe? For sure. For reals.
I don't think you have something like that in Sweden.
It is alcohol-free absinthe. I'm happy.
Is it?
It's good.
Taste,
No, we don't have this.
Taste familiar?
It tastes familiar.
Really?
It's what is the Russian word for
Tarhun.
for this
Tahun?
herb?
Yeah.
Is that the drink?
Yeah, tarhun. But I think, как это вот? It's like a grass.
Yeah, it's like a
grass.
herb.
Yeah,
It's familiar,
Malört.
but...
Nej, det är inte jo, det, nej, vad är det för ja.
Дорогие друзья, мы сейчас приступаем к музыке. И we would like to play with you the couple of tunes which was extremely popular here on the streets of St. Petersburg. Yes. So,
And also in Finland.
in Finland because of them.
Yes.
Я потрогал тебя, Дима.
Бобик в гостях у Барбоса.
Дорогие друзья, я надеюсь, что каждый из вас посмотрел хотя бы один выпуск передачи «Зелёнка».
А ты хоть один ты выпуск сам посмотрел?
Конечно.
У тебя какой любимый?
У меня Бенька.
У Димы Бенька.
За эти 1,5 года мы уже сняли столько программ, что вы можете найти гостя на свой изысканный вкус. Если вы этого еще не сделали, я вам очень рекомендую.
Делай как я, делай как я. Очень важный момент. Помимо того, что группа Отава Yo, конечно, по полной оттягивается на этой передаче, у нас есть возможность играть чужую музыку, практически ничего для этого не делая. Получаем бешеное удовольствие, встречаемся иногда с кумирами, можно сказать, своего детства. Вот, например, группа «GARMARNA», с которой наконец-то удалось мало того, что встретиться, так еще и поиграть их музыку, на которой, можно сказать, мы выросли. У вас сейчас появилась возможность сделать так, чтобы передача «Зелёнка» мало того, что не загнулась, а наоборот даже развивалась и двигалась вперед. Мы зарегистрировались на платформе Patreon. Эта платформа дает возможность любому человеку оформить ежемесячную подписку на поддержку полюбившегося ему какого-нибудь культурно значимого проекта. Я считаю, что все-таки «Зелёнка» — это культурно значимый проект, и у вас есть возможность поддержать нашу «Зелёнку» на регулярной ежемесячной основе. Помните, как раньше, оформляешь подписку на журнал «Мурзилка», и каждый месяц, хочешь или не хочешь, тебе в почтовый ящик его кладут. Вот то же самое и с Патреоном, и с передачей «Зелёнка». Оформляете подписку, поддержите каждый месяц нас какой-то суммой фиксированной, можете сделать ее вообще любой. Нам становится чуточку легче выпускать эту передачу, чуточку легче жить, а может быть, если кто-то из вас какой-нибудь крутой олигарх, так может вообще все станет совсем по-другому. Patreon. Есть уже несколько людей, которые начали этот благой путь, которые нас поддержали, вот они вокруг нас, их имена. Мы очень вам благодарны, дорогие друзья, и мы очень надеемся, что к вам присоединятся другие подписчики нашего канала, а может быть даже совсем кто-то другой. Следите за обновлениями, смотрите интересную передачу, надеюсь, что она интересная. До новых встреч на канале Зелёнка.
Пока.
Guys, this is great, such a great tunes, and if I'm not mistaken, the Vittrad, this is your piece. You wrote it, yeah?
Yes.
Вот
Guilty,
он
guilty.
автор. This is great.
Thank you.
I was surprised to find out that this is somebody composed. It's not traditional. It sounds so. But is it close to traditional Swedish music, or it's?
Well,
Be honest, please.
Yes and
It's
yes and no.
Yeah.
Трудный вопрос.
Not, it doesn't really. Learning more about it later. Wrote this music when I was pretty young and had this energetic search for tunes like this. Most of them didn't sound like it, but there's a like a musical language that I really like about it.
But you wrote it on the Hjördgärdi?
I don't remember.
No. Oh, really?
No, I think I did it on the violin. Actually.
But did you study music? I mean, not only courses like classical musical schools, or?
I did early on, but I kind of dropped out when I was 18.
18. But you were totally well educated by those age, I think.
I was doing my Hindemith and Shostakovich much better.
Shostakovich.
Yes.
Okay, not everybody in our band knows this last name, so. And if I'm not mistaken, you are from the musical family, like everybody was playing fiddles?
Yeah. I come from a family where most people, or many people play in my family. Like my father and my sister and my father's father and his father's father. So it has been a fiddling tradition in my family for a long time. And then I have a mother who sings a lot, so I got the singing from her, and so it's a lot of music in my family. So I could not avoid it. And then I went to, it's a school for folk music where they teach by ear and like this, from person to person, to sing and play the violin.
So do you read scores? I mean,
I'm bad at it. It's hard to admit, but I'm very bad at that.
So that's why Stefan make the arrangements on computers?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah. But we, from the start, we sat like this and made the arrangements like that. It's how the music we played together, and that's how it became.
But loops and all computer stuff, it's kind of you use it a lot, if not mistaken.
Yeah.
But if you started in 90s, the computers were so bad. I remember I have PC 86, and I can play Tetris or something else, and that's it. So how could you use it for the music?
We didn't use, well, it was different times. You didn't record on the computers. We recorded on tape, but we synced it to time code and running sequencers.
So during the concert you used the tapes?
No. During concert we played the samples and short loops. We had to build our own little drum kits.
It's quite interesting.
But Hedningarna, as you mentioned, and Totte, they were kind of leading the way for this.
Yeah.
Because they were really the pioneers in the folk scene to use.
So they became as a band before you?
Yeah, a few years before, yeah.
So did you listen to them? Кто не знает, Hedningarna?
Hedningarna, yes.
Hedningarna. Очень сложно произносить правильно. Мы называем we call it Hedningarna. And when I talk to Swedish people, I say, oh yeah, I know great two bands, GARMARNA and Hedningarna. And they, what? I say, Hedningarna, GARMARNA. Oh yeah, okay. So did you listen to Hedningarna?
Yes, a lot, yeah.
And did you try to follow them?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, of course they were. What do you call it? We looked up to them, of course. I mean, they were a bit older and they
totally groundbreaking.
made
We call it older guys. So
they were the older guys.
They were like 30.
Yeah, I think Totte a little bit older than. We met him at one festival, and he's such a great person. So we
yes, love him. We actually we met for I don't know if the first time they played. I think this was in '91, and they played in my hometown of Sundsvall, a bit north up in Sweden, and we had this great party afterwards, and we invited them, and they came, and we just jammed the whole night, and it was a great night.
On which instruments, please?
This actual violin and some frame drum and guitar.
And please, could you show your great instrument, the hurdy-gurdy? Because not everybody. Сейчас. Yes, some guy is asking what the thing he is spinning.
What?
I'm sorry?
One guy is asking what is that thing that he's spinning all the time? Yeah.
The thing. It's this. This is the crank. It's not that complicated. You spin it with. This is the wheel that you crank, and the strings are touching this wheel. So by cranking this wheel, you make the strings spin.
Is it traditional for Sweden?
It's traditional for many parts of the world, I would say. Whole Europe and Eastern Europe, Northern Europe, not so much. I think Sweden has a very small tradition of hurdy-gurdy. I'd say like Germany, France, Hungary, and Austria, and so on have. And France, of course, have a huge.
And you use there is that piece.
I'm really bad at it, but it's not only my fault. But the Swedish hurdy-gurdy has. I will explain what it does. There is a little wooden piece up here, and when you crank it a little bit more aggressively or fast, it vibrates in this tiny hole, so it makes a little buzz sound. But it's on these Swedish hurdy-gurdys, this function is very primitive. And you can't really do it like the more Southern European hurdy-gurdys can. That's a big thing with the instrument when you use that as a. I'm more like throwing rocks or something.
Yeah, but sounds great. Ребята, это харди-гарди, кто не знает, колесная лира. Hurdy-gurdy. Колесная лира по-русски. Донской реле, если не ошибаюсь, да, Васенька? There is kind of little bit different, but Russian version of this instrument,
Yes.
much more primitive, called
really?
колесная лира or Donskoy relay.
That's
But the
interesting.
same
Is that-
thing. Yeah.
Really? What is it called in Russian?
Колесная лира. The wheel lira. Wheel lira.
I did say that in a video greeting last year. Sorry, I didn't.
There are some guys who are playing on those instruments and singing. Usually, they kind of not so loud, very, very shy sound, and you play it and sing it. Mostly some духовный стих забыл как по-английски. Выручайте. Spiritual lyrics.
Yes.
And
Sounds interesting. I would like to see one.
most of those players they were blind somehow. Yeah. So
Did the instrument make the blind?
don't
Did it
think so.
sacrifice their
I
sight?
think the only blind people were accepted to play this instrument because
Okay.
if you are blind, you
Like
can get
with the
more money.
beggars?
More money because
Yeah, the
everybody is-
beggars instruments.
Yeah. Everybody thinking like, yeah, he's so bad, he is blind. Let's give
Right.
him money. And he also playing. Wow, how it
Same
can be.
thing. That's the same story in other countries as well. It's also said in Sweden that it was a beggar's instrument that and they were often blind.
You know, my impression of Swedish music in your way of performing, it's so many violin riffs, yes? Is it traditional or it's your
I think
invention?
it's our style of Swedish folk is quite. It's like has a medieval touch, of course, because of the ballads and stuff, and also this kind of the musical language that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Like we were very inspired of that kind of Swedish folk, and if you compare that to the Swedish folk that people play nowadays, maybe it's not that medieval, but it has a lot of violin strength. Like it is. Like two people playing violin, they are battling, sort of. Like it is a strength in the violin playing of Sweden. But so maybe that's what you.
What about dances? When you have dancing parties, I know that the guy from I don't remember his last name. The guy from ABBA. Do you know that band?
Yes.
And I know one of them. I think the one who playing the keyboards.
Benny?
Yeah, he's playing now the accordion on dances, village dances,
Yeah.
and he's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
ABBA was invited to the world tour, like billions of dollars, and he said, no, I'm having dancers.
Yes.
So, and do you think they play the same strength on the dances, village dances, or it's a little bit different?
Well, it depends on who is playing, of course. Yeah, but I mean, the dancing can be really. It can be boring, but it can also be very, very. Like it depends on who's dancing, who's playing. It's
I
like
see.
any other style, I guess. Like you can come into a small. If you are at a festival, like it can be empty, and then you can come into the little house where the dance is, and there's full speed, like people playing, dancing, and outside it's totally nothing. Like so that is very. I cannot find the words, but it's an interesting thing. But then there's also these dances where it's very calm and you have both.
Yeah, right. So
It's-
it depends
can-
on people.
It depends on who's there, who's dancing, who's playing. Yeah.
Ты не забываешь про вопросы?
Да. Как бы песня «Поводу» называется. Ну, это... We have the guy who is asking you to play small piece only on hurdy-gurdy, so everybody will be able to detect what is that. Because if you don't know the sound of the instrument, you are not able to...
Well, let's see. What shall I play?
Whatever.
Was it too short?
It was short enough.
Did I
To be
ruin it
honest,
for you?
I know that this kind of instruments, it could be played like for hours.
Yes.
And nobody will
I
get
can
tired.
just do it.
Until he gets the money.
Yeah. Guys, you have to pay him. It has so low, the drone so low. Sounds good.
If you put it in your lap, it gets the resonance. I can just sit like this.
Сергей Можаев, are you happy? What kind of music? Okay, we have some question from Uliana. What kind of music, except folk, guys from GARMARNA also listen to? So, any besides folk music?
I think you should answer that.
Should I answer that?
What you listen to?
What I
Because
listen
you
to?
listen to more music than I do, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I listen to a lot of different music. And I tend to listen to a lot of electronic music. Not completely shocking, maybe, when you listen to what we do. Also, I like pretty extreme music, to be honest.
Russian estrada, Russian chanson. What kind of extreme music?
Well, I don't know. Extreme. I like noisy music.
Oh, really?
Dark ambient stuff. Folk music and classical music and like choir music. Any kind of music. I love ABBA.
ABBA.
A big Bowie fan.
Oh, yeah, this kind of extreme, yes. Dima is asking, what is the most
extreme I know.
extreme that you've been listening to?
Abruptum. It's a Swedish black metal band called Abruptum.
Abruptum.
Yep.
Это даже трудно выговорить.
Okay.
No, it's not the most extreme, but they were really extreme.
Какой там второй? And another question from Uliana. Have you ever played cover versions of any popular song in your style, GARMARNA style?
We did sing.
We did,
we
didn't
did
we?
sing an ABBA
Yeah.
tune once.
Yeah,
as an encore.
Super Trooper?
Yes, as an encore, we did that on one of our release concerts,
Yeah, I think
wasn't
so,
it?
yeah.
Many years ago, just for fun. Because it's really, if you sing it like that, it sounds like a folk melody. So, yeah. But I think that's the cover we did. Or did
Yeah. We started on a Nine Inch Nails cover.
Nine Inch Nails?
Yeah. But it never recorded it. There is a demo of it.
Oh.
Which
Maybe you should upload to YouTube.
or maybe not.
We have a question from Masha Kazanskaya, our great friend. She went to Sweden and with some tourist group, and she found out that for Swedish people, it's not really good idea to make spontaneous things. So usually Swedish people mark what they're going to do today or tomorrow, and if it's not written there, they are not doing this. So they don't go spontaneously to watch some new movie or to sushi restaurant. Is it true or not?
Well, it's an
we are
exaggeration.
A bit square, I think.
Yeah, there's something to it, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit.
So what was the last spontaneous thing that you did?
Like doing a pantomime of me poking my eyes out, maybe.
What, sorry?
Just right now, I was just miming poking my eyes out. That was
But yeah.
no, but I don't know. Don't do much spontaneous things, maybe.
Okay, and Emma and you?
Well, actually, I went to a concert last week, and that almost never happens. And it wasn't me who was the spontaneous person. It was a friend of mine who was like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe," but it was nothing written in my calendar, so I thought maybe not.
So
but then she bought the ticket.
So you do have a calendar. So.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
She bought the ticket, so I went.
Вопросов много. So, could you tell us a little bit about your genealogy?
What?
Not what you want to know.
I think the question is too complicated.
I don't know that word.
Генеалогия, Петя, как это нам объяснить? Происхождение.
I can.
So your your parents and grandparents,
Right.
how your tree of your
Yes,
family.
I can say that actually on my grandma's side, she's born here, St. Petersburg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And she was Russian.
Well, she was raised in Sweden.
But you know that Sweden and Russia, we were fighting all the time.
Yes. And yeah, we were.
It was nice, you know.
So nice. But
300 лет. But it was 300 years ago last time.
Yeah.
this was not 300 years ago.
Yeah.
But no, I think apart from that, I know that I don't know your history way back, but mine goes back to a lot of. On my mom's side, it's mostly in the part of Jämtland. It's an area of Sweden, in northern Sweden.
Okay.
Так, собственно, и следующий вопрос тоже вытекает там.
From the
По поводу
same
того,
village,
что до какого поколения
hundreds
идти,
of
потом
years.
красота, и были ли музыканты?
No, so as we know, as we understand, you are from musical family, and
Yes.
you also are not.
Yes, yeah.
So it's kind of not a rare thing when many people in Sweden play some instruments, or it's kind of often when people play.
Yeah, I think many people play.
Many people play, but I
Yeah.
think many people play in many countries. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I think
it's,
so as well. It should. I think isn't it the same here? Doesn't people play or sing? Or?
After we invented radio, no. Radio and TV. From our friend Меркулов, где песенка? Yeah. You were our inspiration in 90s to start playing music. Who was your main inspiration in 90s? So tell us more on what inspired you in 90s and what inspires now.
Yeah. Well, in the 90s, we must say that Hedningarna was a great inspiring
a lot,
force,
yeah. And
as we said.
yeah, and all of the guys who were before us, like also, like
The older generation of folk musicians.
your dad, for example.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe not.
for you.
Maybe not for me, but for you. Yeah. So like the
And now, who inspires you now?
I think the same things, really. Basically, I mean, it's the fiddle music. Never really it's hard to really get a grab of it. I'm just gonna try to do that.
Could you name any names, particular bands? I don't know, Vessen or
For example,
Sver. You know Sver?
Yes, we know them.
So just tell us, because we like to listen to the new music, and if you'll tell to our audience, they will be Google it and.
Yeah, it's hard. I listen mostly to in the 60s and 70s, people went out to record old people who had these songs and tunes in a tradition from their ancestors, from a grandfather, and he taught it from like in generations. So that's what inspires me the most, to listen to those archive recordings of these old people sitting in a kitchen singing or playing. That's what makes me want to. That's how I find a song or a tune that I want to play, and that's actually what inspires me the absolute most. And that's what I am listening to if I listen. I'm a nerd, I know, but that's what I do when I want to be inspired. I need to go to the source, then I love to do what we do with it. That we'd make something different with it.
Okay, did you ever meet some people who said to you, guys, you are doing everything wrong. It should be like that. No, listen to the old ladies. Listen, you are spoiling the traditional Swedish folk music. Did you ever?
Maybe not in those words, but I remember when we played at the festival in Kaustinen in
Yeah, I was
Finland.
thinking about Kaustinen,
So many people there did not like us.
No.
And it was an old man standing on the side of the audience like this. He was so angry. He thought we were terrible,
But
horrible.
it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's maybe 25 years ago, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
But what about Sumi sound system and all those, как это называется, там, где очень много скрипачей? They have a band, JPP, and
but I mean, they are more traditional.
Yeah, but they have sounds and they have different projects and playing all rocky
this
style.
was a long time ago. I think we were too loud and too teenage punky, maybe. It wasn't working at all.
Okay.
And somebody was also saying that we were playing the devil's music, like it was. That was not so much fun actually, but we had that. And then we've always been a very like a folk punk, very hard, very loud, very. So I mean, if you listen to a CD, you can listen on a soft level, and you don't realize that this band is actually heavy. So we could sometimes when we were younger. Now I think people has learned that this GARMARNA is not the band who's playing at the traditional festival.
Remembering
from the beginning, we could end up in wrong stages just because we were playing folk music, but we were too loud and too much for the folk music stage.
Right.
So it could be bad. But
remember the church in Georgia in the US tour?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh God!
Please tell us what.
No, this is this church in Southern America.
Wrong place for GARMARNA.
Yeah, and there's just this old people. They come to see nice Scandinavian traditional folk music presented in this nice way, and we are with just big drums and noisy loops and just smashing the stage.
I think it's a good start for the next musical piece, and then we will continue to questions. Because probably some of listeners, they are so noisy, so loud, but now we can spoil them and play some nice, quiet music.
Yeah.
If you don't mind. Давайте проверим строй.
Бобик в гостях у Барбоса.
Bittida en morgon innan solen upprann, innan fåglarna började sjunga. Bergatrollet friade till fagerunger Sven. Hon hade en falskeliger tunga. Herr Mannelig, tro loven i mig, för det jag bjuder så gärna. I kunden väl svara endast ja eller nej, om i viljen eller ej. Eder vill jag giva de fålarna 5 som går mellan Tille och Tärnö. Aldrig har det varit någon sadel upp på dem. brister och jämrar sig svåra. Hade jag fått den fager ungersvän, så hade jag mistat min plåga. Herr Mannelig, tro loven i mig, för det jag bjuder så gärna. I kunden väl svara endast ja eller nej, om vi viljen eller ej.
Do you know that after you, lots of bands made this arrangement to this song? And did you listen to them? And maybe you have...
we heard a couple of covers.
What is your favorite version from which band?
I don't know actually. The thing is, I learned this song from a friend who's also a folk singer, and his name is Anders Larsson. He found it in the archives. So he was the one who brought it, and he gave it to me, and we made this.
He sent it to you, or
no? We were in the same singing school for folk music, and so he taught me the song. And I asked him, "Can we use it with GARMARNA?" And we had no idea that it would be so popular, because this is our most popular song ever. I think. I don't know. We've heard. I mean, you can find it on YouTube with other people singing it, but we all know that it comes first from Anders Larsson and then to GARMARNA and then to the world. So it's actually really nice to know that.
That song, it was the melody was the same that you are singing. So
yes.
The guy.
It's traditional, yes. So he found the melody and the lyrics.
It's traditional Swedish.
Yes.
Okay, it's a very nice song. Yeah, but in your opinion, what is your most favorite song from GARMARNA?
Vedergällningen is one of my favorites.
Which one?
Vedergällningen. Vengeance. Jag blev född för en tuppen gol, mina stigar det lika så vida. That's one of my favorites.
Brilliant and so melancholic. That's what I remember, that there is special Swedish name for this melancholic style of singing. Please remind me how you call it. The special word in Swedish.
For vemod, maybe?
Yeah, vemod.
Yeah. Okay.
It's vemod. And maybe GARMARNA play together once again. Did you play it with Vardruna?
No,
you know Vardruna?
We haven't. Einar is a nice guy. We have never played with him or them.
Do you like Vardruna's the music of Vardruna? Do you like it?
Yeah. I like it a lot. Yeah.
They kind of popular here also because of that serial or something like that.
Yeah, and you could say that Vardruna was maybe one of the. Well, they weren't the first one, but they kind of brought this kind of new, more
interest
into the Nordic scene, which is. Taking another form now than what it did in the 90s, maybe. But it's.
In your opinion, now, what is the most important band in Scandinavian folk music right now, which we should definitely listen to?
And that is an impossible question.
Okay, three. Just name three.
Well, I cannot.
GARMARNA?
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, in Sweden there's a girl, Sara Parkman.
And Samantha Olanders.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're doing good stuff.
And I also like a lot a duo called Siri Karlsson, which is not traditional folk at all, but they are doing a really free-form, electronic, gassy, hybrid, spacey, free-form folk that's incredible.
I would ask you then to write me down the names.
Yes.
It's important. There's a question. do you think the Swedish people today, do they understand the lyrics of Herr Mannelig?
The Swedish people?
Yeah.
Yes,
Swedish people.
yeah, absolutely.
So it's not like old Swedish
No,
language?
it's not that old language. No. It's understandable. Yes.
Also, there's a question, is it possible to take your signatures tomorrow at the concert?
Yeah,
It is.
yes,
It
we
is.
hope so.
It's very possible.
Но был другой очень интересный вопрос про то, собирают ли в
Okay,
Швеции сейчас...
yeah, there is another question. Do you think right now there are people who going to the villages to record the old ladies or old men? Do you have still the old people who can sing the real traditional folklore and it could be recorded?
No, most people, we just missed them, I think. We are the generation that maybe we met some.
The question is there a special people, is there a speciality, the people who comes to the village to collect the songs from old people, is there a special people?
Like profession?
Like profession, like speciality.
Who go out and record nowadays, or nowadays it's not really impossible because the old people that had the unbroken tradition, they don't really live any longer. They were old in the 60s and 70s, so now most of them has disappeared. So now it's not. I mean, now they are already recorded, so you can go to the archive, the Swedish. Shall I talk in this? No, I don't have to.
You have mic here.
So they are recorded, and we can all go to the Swedish archives and listen to those recordings.
You have a special library of this song?
Yes.
Are those libraries open to everybody?
Yes, it's one big library in Stockholm where everyone can go.
And can you take those recordings with you?
No.
Only listen to the listener?
No, you can listen there.
Okay.
But you can sometimes, not always, but sometimes you can get copies if you want to bring it home. But it depends. It has to do with rights and stuff. So
I think kind of the same we have here. Difficult.
And the museums, they can also have it, but most often in the museums it's not, you cannot go there and listen. But everything is collected in this archive in Stockholm where everyone can go and listen. But you have to know that you can go there, and not everyone knows that.
So and is it in the center of the city, or?
Yes, it is.
We will find it, I think.
Yeah.
So, and there was another interesting question. Is there a folk tune in Sweden, and when you play in the street, for example, in the street of the city, and there are some drunk people, and they ask you to play something very special for them. Is there a special tune?
In Finland, if you play on street in Finland, they tell you "Soita paranoid" all the time.
Yeah.
So it's something the same as in Sweden.
I think it depends a bit of where you are. If you are in the part of the country where I live now, it's a tune called Horgalåten. Play Horgalåten. If it's a person who's not a folk musician but who sees that you has a violin, then play that tune. And it's like vad heter det? Skröna.
Is it a good tune?
Could you please play Horgalåten?
Well, it has also this story around it. It's not only the tune, but it's a story about this dancing, that young people were dancing, and this fiddler came to the...
So, and how it sounds, it's very interesting for...
Yeah, okay.
Is it minor key or major key?
I can sing a little bit. Yeah, that's the first.
That's a nice song.
Yeah, it's nice, but it's not our favorite.
У нас есть программа, есть
Horgalåten. Horgatune.
We had also one question about lagom. Lagom?
Lagom, yeah.
Is it? Could you please explain what is that?
Well, it's best explained, I think, with the word itself, what it actually means. That it means lag, like we're a team. It means that, like for example, here we are a team. We're a lag. It's a Swedish word. The Swedish word for it.
Okay.
For a team.
To like share something around the team, you put this laget om. So like lagom. It's like in the meaning of the actual word. So
This drink,
everybody gets a small amount.
Everybody can drink just as much, so it's for everyone. And it's lagom. It's not too much and not too less.
But in terms
In the
of way of living, because if I'm not mistaken, this is now like kind of stereotype about Sweden, that this is the way of living of Swedish people, lagom style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, everything is so comfortable and
not too much,
not too much, and not too much. Дали, пожалуйста, Стефану.
Yeah, well,
водичку.
Please, one question, very important,
Because our violin player, she has a baby now, and we see how it's difficult for her because she wants to play, she wants to travel with us, but it's impossible.
It is hard.
Yeah, it's small baby.
But it is. I mean, it's a couple of years, then it's easier again.
Yeah.
My children are 8 and 11, and it's
really?
totally fine that I go on tour. And I've played with other bands, so I've done it all the time. But I mean, of course, when they were smaller, it was not as much as.
young parents among us. So, and we'd like to know: do you teach your children to play music or to listen to music?
No, I don't really teach my children music, but they have music around them. I mean, they go with me to the festivals and they love it.
And do you try to play or to take instruments?
No, I want them to choose their own instruments. So my son, we have a piano, and he's been like trying to learn tunes. He is 11, and so he has started to play the piano because it was his own choice. And my daughter is 8, and I've told her that I think we can try to play the violin, and if she doesn't like it, she can stop. So we're just starting to try with that. But I don't want to force them or to make them play, but I want them to play, of course, because I think it's great to have an instrument, even though if you don't want to work with it, you can just have fun.
But when you started to play yourself, your son is 11, but when you started to play violin?
I was 10.
10, kind of close. So there is kind of stereotype that if you want to be a good fiddle player, you have to start at 4.
Yes.
No.
Or like
better 3.
I would like them to play an instrument because I want them to be able to have fun with music, but they don't have to work with it if they don't want to.
Right.
But if they want to play, I'm glad. My son plays a bit of piano, and my daughter just started to play the violin. But I don't know if they will continue. But I want them to at least have a try.
But I think that they have a great example in front of them.
Yeah.
And you can inspire them. Like,
look, I hope so.
Look, this video, that's me.
Go out and have fun. That's my advice to my children. I want them to have.
You know, we have kind of stereotype about Sweden, and of course, the most famous thing that everybody know about Sweden is IKEA store. Did you often IKEA? Okay. Did you often go to IKEA?
Not often, but it happens.
It happens. Okay, we have a small contest for you because you are from Sweden, and please, Сева, пожалуйста, запусти нам. Usually when you go to IKEA, they have very strange names for everything, and it's too difficult to understand why it's called like that. Please, we'll show you a few pictures.
Okay.
And first we will show you the name. Покажи, пожалуйста. So, please tell us, Riga, what is that?
Riga.
Riga.
Which one of these ones?
Yeah.
I think it's the chair.
I think it's the chair, or maybe the lamp. It could also be the cushion.
Okay. The lamp.
The lamp. Okay.
Okay. Next, please.
Jubla.
Candles.
I think it is the candles.
Please correct answer. Какой правильный ответ?
Exactly.
Yeah. I have lots of Yubla at my home actually. Great candles, yeah.
Great candles.
Next, please.
Korken.
Oh,
Är det inte flaskan då?
must be the bottle.
It must be the bottle.
Что,
Yeah.
Всеволод, правильно? Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, you knew. And the last one, последний. Yeah.
It's probably the
The
dog.
dogs.
Yeah, this is the special thing for three-head dog.
Yeah,
Garmarna.
fantastic. We don't get any royalties for selling those.
Okay. Let's check some other questions from some people, and after that you would have to decide who will get the free ticket to St. Petersburg or Moscow show.
Have we
And,
heard all questions then?
First, let's have some questions, more questions.
А вот
Есть еще?
смотри, есть вот вопрос
сейчас, у меня
английский.
английский.
Передает ли английский все, что вы можете сказать, или speak по-шведски?
Okay. Do you think the English language could it translate correctly everything that you are talking or singing in Swedish? When you sing in Swedish and we are trying to translate it,
Yeah.
do you think it's correct and it's
I don't know. It depends on who is translating, I guess.
right? We have good
But-
translator actually.
Yeah,
who translate
okay.
everything.
Yeah, so have you been translating now when we've been
Yeah, we are translating, but not singing. Not singing.
not singing? No.
Yeah.
I think you can translate it, absolutely. But, I mean, it depends on the translator, I guess.
Do you think it's important to translate lyrics?
I think it's not maybe important. You can listen to a song without understanding it, but it's interesting to hear what it is all about. I think I want to know what songs are
For you
about.
particularly, what is more important, tune, the melody, or lyrics?
When I was younger, the melody was the most important. Now, maybe lyrics has become more important. Actually. So I have done a switch. But, well, yeah. Or maybe now it's the same. Maybe now the lyrics are as important as the melody. But from the start I could sing any lyrics too, but it had to be a good melody.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Кстати, вопрос был подходящий. Прямо скальд после этой песни Herr Mannelig. А были
кого?
женщины скальды?
От кого вопрос, скажи? Там не написано?
Михаил Пристанский.
Михаил Пристанский. There's a question about the women skalds. Do you know skald?
Skald.
Skald.
Okay.
Skald. Were the were?
Тема now like.
А?
Тема сейчас как скальд. Были ли женщины скальды раньше?
Peter is talking that you are singing like skald. Is it correct?
I don't know. I never heard a skald sing. It's not something that I know anything
So
about.
they are not exist?
Oh, do you mean the band skald? There's a band called
No, I
skald.
think you mean the
No,
actual.
the traditional. Actually, a skald. No one has heard a skald. No one knows what a skald sang. It's. I mean, it's Viking times. No one heard what that sounded like, so I have no idea.
One more question. We've heard that in Sweden you have you are out of garbage and you are buying garbage from other countries. Is it true?
What did you say now?
Garbage. The waste. Waste.
Yeah.
So that you have a very good fabrics who can transform waste into some good things like boxes or whatever. I don't know. And now Sweden is buying the waste from other countries. I know that maybe it's not correct question to the musicians.
Well, it sounds like a good way of making trash disappear.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I haven't heard of this.
No.
Do you separate waste in your homes?
Yes.
Yes.
How many bags do you have?
Glass, plastic,
Metal.
Like,
Yeah, paper.
right, paper and then batteries and lamps and stuff like that.
So
Maybe 5?
Okay, nice. So this is your second time in Russia?
Yes, yeah, with GARMARNA, yes.
You've been with another project?
I was here with another project called Triakel many years ago. We were in Moscow playing maybe 3 nights in the same club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really nice. I don't remember the name.
It was public concerts?
Yes, it was.
3 times in a row?
Yeah.
That Triakel will come to Russia again?
Well, it would be fun if we could, yes. But I don't know, maybe.
Okay, guys, please invite Emma and her band Triakel. So you are playing in different bands also, not only GARMARNA. Could you please, Triakel, could you please name what other bands?
Well, I play with Triakel, and I have a new band with the fiddler from Triakel as well, and another singer called Johanna Bölja, and so that band is called Breda Gatan. And then I play with a band called String Sisters.
Sisters?
Yeah, we're 6 female solo persons and 4 more band members, and I'm the Swedish one, and then it's Annbjørg Lien from Norway, and Marie Weenie from Ireland, Katrina MacDonald from Scotland, and Liz Knowles and Liz Carroll from America. So it's
You all sing or you play?
we play the violin, but my main instrument is the voice. But I play the violin in the band as well. So everyone, all the String Sisters are playing the violin. Yeah.
That's nice.
But me and Marie sings as well.
And the last question: is it tough to be a musician in Sweden? Folk musician, I would say.
That's a hard question because I think we have been lucky. I have been lucky. For me, it's a normal situation. It's not tough. It's okay. It's like you're not super rich, but I can support my children and I can...
So you don't have to go to the office and working as an accountant?
No, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky actually. But I have like 5 projects that I'm doing music with. So one project would be hard, but several works fine.
Do you know anything about Russian folk music?
Not much. Do you?
Not very much. No. Not.
So you don't know anything? Okay. I suppose. Okay. Last question. Last couple questions. Do you have, I don't know how to translate, квартирники, сейчас спросим Наташу, very tiny small gigs, like a small, in apartment.
At the kitchen.
In apartment.
You have this.
No, do you have something like that? We have here, yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of common. Let's play a kitchen
At
concert.
home, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It exists, but it's not very common in Sweden.
No, it's
but it would be fun if it was.
Yeah, we can do it.
Maybe we should...
Ты расскажи, что в Питере вообще...
About 40 years ago, it was the only way of making concert for underground concerts.
Right.
Okay.
Do you know Blackmore's Night band?
Yes.
The Rich Blackmore.
Yeah.
Did you have a listen?
Yeah. Well, actually, he approached us to open for him.
Есть вопрос? Есть? То есть, как они считают? Это является фолком?
In your opinion, is it folk music, Blackmore's Night? Is it worth to listen to it?
It's an interesting question because it's turning into more and more folk over the years. But when it started out was more the medieval hard rock, I'd say. Actually, he approached us to open up for him in Stockholm for a couple of shows. I don't know what happened with that. We never did.
But what's the last concert you visited as an audience? What have you heard the last one?
That was Heilung.
Heilung.
Yes.
Those guys with drums and like...
Yeah, I play with Myrkur, and they were after.
Okay, and you, Emma?
This was the concert I told you about that I went. It was a concert with 4 Swedish folk singers. The band is called Kongeru.
Like kangaroo?
Yeah, but it means spider actually in a dialect word in Sweden. So that was the last concert I visited.
Nice. Еще есть вопросы?
Есть.
Давай. So we have more. Is heavy metal more popular in Sweden than folk music?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
I think everywhere.
But then it's hard to say because it's a lot of people are really into heavy metal, but at the same time, most people really like folk music, but they don't really. You know.
Could you tell me why people should go to live concerts? I'm sure that you have your own opinion about that. I think it's important, but what is your opinion? Why it's because all those YouTube, you can watch any concert now. Yeah. Great quality with cameras flying all over, but it's still not the same like you go to the live concert. What do you think? Why?
No.
Yeah, just because of that, because you need the atmosphere, the people, like go with your friends, or I mean, if you don't like music, just go and feel the vibe. It's like it's like going to
feel
a
it in your body. It's it should. It's a lot of things that's missing on watching a YouTube concert. Right. You don't get. I mean, you maybe get 15% of the experience.
So, guys, you have to go to live concert at least for GARMARNA, St. Petersburg, and Moscow, or some other countries. I strongly recommend, and we tomorrow will go with the whole band. I hope we'll get free admissions and to see you guys playing. So now it's a great point to choose 2 good questions if you remember any. So one of them will get CD and another one will get free ticket to concert.
Can we see them? I don't know.
Here comes a new one. Do you think that nowadays folk melodies become less important than folk lyrics? No. I think the lyrics are less important than the melodies, actually.
Are we talking about traditional folk lyrics?
Yeah. I think that people don't really pay that much attention to
like people in general?
People in general,
the general public?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But then, like myself, for example, a lot of folk songs don't necessarily have great lyrics, but some do. Yeah. Like we do a couple of new songs that I really like on the new album that has amazing lyrics, and those are traditional mostly. Emma's been writing some as well, but so I don't know.
But do we have to decide now who's the winner?
Yes, because people are waiting. You know, they wait.
Who's the winner?
Who's the winner?
What was what did you like to answer? What?
I think but that was your question about the spontaneous Sweden.
Don't count me.
No.
Yeah. But which my question do you like about your age?
Yeah. It was very nice. And the genealogy and stuff like that. Just talking about.
Genealogy. It was from there.
Somebody wanted to know the family.
Genealogy.
Okay, I picked that one then.
Okay. Вопрос про генеалогию, это раз мы посмотрим, кто его задал. Если вы не можете попасть на концерт в Питере или Москве, получите диск. And the second one, please.
Emma?
I find it hard to remember now the question.
Okay, I'll try to remind you about Triakel, about what inspires you in 90s and now. Also about Lagom.
Oh, that was not your question.
No.
Okay.
About calendar, that you are not making spontaneous things.
That one. I like that one.
Okay, you do?
Yes.
Okay, Masha Kazanskaya, the winner is Masha Kazanskaya, наша знакомая. She is a friend of us, but...
Okay.
Okay. I think it's... just last few questions from us, and then we'll start the last piece because you have to go to rest. You have concert tomorrow. I hope you don't forget about it.
No.
I sit here all night.
Just quick question, quick answer. Concert of your dream.
Oh. Shit, I don't know.
Did you have this concert, or you are dreaming about that? So
No, I don't.
I don't know, like in Pompeii or Vatican.
Actually, there is one thing that we're kind of planning and talking about. Yeah,
What is that?
we talked about it today.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So
I have
it's
no
gonna be
memory.
some days.
But it's in Sweden.
Yeah.
It's in Sweden. It's an outdoors place that's amazing. It's called Dalhalla. We are just talking about it. It's not gonna. We're not.
Okay.
But then no, that's it. That's very lagom answer.
I see. Please name 3 the most important bands in the world for you. Any bands, not folk or whatever.
Right, but okay. Well, for me, for the band, for me in the band.
No, for you as a person.
Yeah, okay. That would probably be the same bands, and still, I'll go with Hedningarna, Depeche Mode, and probably Kraftwerk.
Kraftwerk. Oh, interesting. And you?
This is very questions like this is impossible for me. I cannot answer them.
It's too few.
I am not a music listener in that way. I listen to the traditional, yeah. So I'm not that interested in. I listen to music, but I don't find it's not. I can't. It's too hard for me to say. I cannot. I don't have music that I listen to in that way.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
interesting.
It's
The leader of GARMARNA don't have the music interests.
Doesn't even like music.
Okay, so the next question, I'm afraid, will be to Stefan. ABBA or Ace of Base?
ABBA.
ABBA. Okay.
Jesus.
Your favorite movie from Ingmar Bergman? If you do have one.
Have 2.
Okay.
Persona and Fanny Alexander.
Fanny Alexander.
And the first one is
You like Fanny and Alexander.
Persona. It's
how is it in English?
Persona.
Это просто фантастика. And what the first one? The first one?
Persona.
Persona.
Yeah.
Persona. I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't watch.
And the last one, it's really important and kind of serious. Carlson or Lisbeth Salander?
I'm sorry.
Carlson, the guy with the propeller, living on it. Or girl with the dragon tattoo.
How can you make you cannot the both? You have to say both.
Yeah, you can't pick one because that would be weird.
To be honest, on our YouTube show, you can choose both. You can do whatever you want.
Great.
Guys, it's a great time to play one more song.
sopp och skäras med kniv. Är icke du vår moder som mig gav oss dryck, nu skall du slaktas och skäras i styck.
Guys,
Yes.
you don't believe this is such a great pleasure to have you here. I know that it was really difficult for you to, make all these flights and you're a bit tired, but I hope that Otava Yo could little bit make you warmer here in cold St. Petersburg. And the only things that we can also make in addition to this, to present to you, I don't remember how to call this, orden.
Sign.
This is sign of great musicians for you. This is like Russian Grammy. This is our music. I don't know. Did you?
Thank you.
Now you can listen to some of Russian music, and maybe
Yes,
next time if
great.
somebody asks you, what do you know about Russian music, you will say, we know Otava Yo.
Yes.
Actually, thank you so much.
And
I have to say that I have been spending quite a lot of time watching you guys, because me and Totte spend a whole nights doing it. He really likes you, and he showed me the channel.
That's very nice to hear, I will tell.
Yeah.
So this is one of I'm always keep on talking to guys. Guys, it's really important to make good videos, because some days maybe some guys from GARMARNA will watch it, and you know how we'll be looking if we'll make a bad video. Let's make good one. And I don't know, do you have the same thing? We call it Zelёnka. It's special medicine. If you open it, you can get full of green, but it's
sounds nice.
Antiseptic. So
Okay.
you can use it.
You're not supposed to drink it, or what?
No, you're not supposed to drink it. If you get scratch, you can put, and you'll be great green color.
But you put it on your skin.
Yeah, put it on the skin if you get scratch.
Скажи, что это не то же самое, что и-
If you get
It's not the same what we're drinking.
no.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a great band from Sweden, GARMARNA, who is playing next 2 days in St. Petersburg, Moscow. Ребята будут выступать здесь, в Питере. Я настоятельно рекомендую вам посетить их концерт. GARMARNA была в гостях у группы Otava Yo. Это was Otava Yo full band, GARMARNA. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you. See you.
Thank you.